Well, good morning. This is Phil Fry. First, before I start off this video, I want to ask everybody if they could please subscribe. I noticed that 95% of my viewers are non-subscribers. It would help me out a lot if you would just click the button below to subscribe and the little bell to ring when I have updates or new videos. I'm new to this. I'm just starting out, so you could help me grow, and we could grow together and learn a lot in the process. Today I've got something that I thought I wasn't going to buy, but it looks like I ended up buying it anyway. We're going to install it and we're going to see if it works better than what I had before. As you can see right here, I have got the micro power pole. Okay. I've already got the pole, which I've been using with this right here from Navarre Kayak, and it works good. The only problem I really see in using it, it's a little cumbersome with the pole, putting the pole in, taking the pole out and everything. And man, you got an expensive kayak, you might as well just spend a little extra money and get the power pole, right? Get the, I should say, the micro anchor. So what we're going to do, we're going to unbox it and install it. There are a lot of videos out there on how to install it, so I'm not even going to probably go too much into installing it, but I am going to install this right here. Let's see if I can get it in the camera. I'm going to install this right here, which is a power port for the back of the kayak, because right here is the mount that comes on the kayak for a power pole, and I'm going to put a power outlet. I was looking at different ways of doing it. One of the ways was to put it right here on this down slope, but I see a problem with that. When I put the kayak in the water, let me put the rudder down here. When I put the kayak in the water, a lot of times when you slide off the trailer, water will flow up here, and I want to keep it as far away from the water as possible. So I have decided to put it over here on the side. This, I think, is a more appropriate area for it. I don't use this area back here on the kayak. This area back here on the kayak is pretty I don't know, it's not real usable back here for me. It's real far from the seat. So I think that this spot right here will be perfect for it. I really do. Okay, if you're squeamish, or if you don't like kayak blood, I probably would hide your children, turn off your YouTube, because yes, I am going to have to put a hole in this baby. And for those of the faint of heart, it might be a little disturbing. Maybe for a couple snowflakes, I don't know. Well, let's get started and see how well it goes here. I'm going to have to solder up a patch cable also, I imagine, for the fuse, for the inline fuse. I don't really want the inline fuse out here. I decided I'm going to put the inline fuse up in the front of the kayak, underneath where my Yak-Power module is. We'll go over that when the time comes. I wasn't going to really do an unboxing, but here it is. Alright, what do we got here? Got the remote. Right here with the mountable control. What's cool about this is you can adjust the speed and the force, and I will mount that up there because I'm trying to have as many things hanging around my neck, as many minimum things hanging around my neck. I'm not real crazy about things hanging around my neck. And here's the instructions with some stickers, it looks like, and the guarantee. Yep, there's the guarantee right there. There's an accessory box. This is probably the release rope. Here's some bolts. And I've got a feeling that these are going to be way too long. So I'm either going to have to cut these or go buy some. And the power cable, which is really long. So if you've got a regular boat, here's your inline fuse. Yeah, it's even, the inline fuse has even got a little, pull it out here, it's even got a little mount for it. That's pretty neat. I like that. You can mount that. Actually, what I'll probably do is just screw that right directly to my my cutting board that I use for my power distribution on my Yak-Power, and then I'll cut this off and I'll put this in line to my Yak-Power connector. Perfect. I just don't like having fuses exposed to water. Alright, back to the important stuff here. Yeah, so I ordered from Navar Kayak the offset adapter that goes right here. But for the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and install the micro anchor, and then when I receive the adapter plate for this, I will just take it off and replace it with the adapter plate. No big deal. I'm thinking that these are going to be too long. There's only one way to find out. Yeah, they're going to be way too long. All right, let me take out these screws. Boy, they were just barely in there. See where they heat press these inserts in there? That's all melted plastic. Those are real short screws. I've heard people say that on these, the screws need to be 1 inch, and that looks about right. About 1 inch long. So what we're going to do, I'm never going to need these long ones that I know of. And if I ever do, I'll just buy some long ones. But why waste good bolts and go buy other ones? First, we need to see if the threads will work. No, they're not even the right threads. All right, so off to the store we go. You know, sometimes I buy things and I don't immediately need them, but one day I will. So I have these screws right here for a Scotty mount. They're 7/8 inch long, which they'll work perfect for this for now. When I get my adapter plate from Navar Kayak Fishing, I'll probably use a hex head for an Allen wrench and some blue Loctite. I'm not going to put Loctite on it today because I'm just mounting it up. But at least I have this, And I can go get some more, maybe an inch long. These seem long enough. We'll go ahead and screw this on here. Right here. Yeah, they seem plenty long enough. Why don't you guys tell me this was on backwards? See? Alright. So I'm using a screwdriver because I don't want to over torque these inserts. They're just pressed in with heat. Doesn't give me a lot of confidence. And I'm not using any Loctite right now, or a lock washer, and that's because when I get the adapter plate from Navarre Kayak Fishing, I'm going to redo this anyway. Luckily I had these screws on hand. That's why I always keep my stainless steel stuff apart from any other screws. As if some of you look at my channel, you know I do woodworking too. So I have screws all over the place. So the last thing I want to do is mix up all my screws. Just hand tight. That's not going anywhere. Take the rubber band off this guy. So this guy sits on here like this. Alright, let's see here. I wasn't going to make this really a how to install this because I'm probably the last person to be telling you how to install this. I'm just showing how I'm doing it. Come on, go through there, baby. There we go. All right. Put this little guy on here. Now, I would have preferred to have the release on this side so that I could run a line right straight down the side of the kayak. But there's no space here. I don't know with the adapter plate if I'll be able to do it or not. I think I saw in Nick's video that you had to install the release over here, like I have it here. So that baby goes like that, and then when you emergency release it, like this, you emergency release it, it'll break away in case you get stuck or go under a bridge. Although if the water was deep enough and I went under a bridge, I would probably just drop it 2 or 3 feet and go under the bridge to clear the bridge, right? Or maybe. All right, let's see if this interferes with the yeah, it interferes. It hits right here, but it's like not a whole lot. I still got pretty good rudder travel. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't hit the rudder that hard anyway. But I did order the plate from Navarre Kayak Fishing. So I have an adapter plug here for the power that goes from the power pole to the battery or a power source or whatever power source you have. And it's pretty long, as you see. What we're going to do here, this is a pretty nice cable. It's keyed. It's got a key right here. Got a key right there. So it's keyed so you can't do it wrong. So it plugs in like that. So now that I got that up there and I can kind of look and see where I want to put it. Yeah, you know, I don't want a lot of extra cable, but I do want to have a little bit of, like, run it right there. That looks good. Actually, it looks excellent right there. I put my power outlet right here. It's high enough to where it's not, any water gets in here, it's not going to affect it. I could put it right there on top. That's another possibility, but if I pull the cable, it could interfere with it. So I want here, and a release cable. I'll probably use one of these, like this, to kind of guide the release cable. And to keep it above the cable. So that's going to be my design. I'm going to drill a hole right here. Ooh, scary. It says here that for the mount, you need a, I thought I saw 3/4 inch hole. Requires 3/4 inch hole. That's pretty big, but it's pretty good size. Yeah. So you could go right there. Like I said, I didn't want to put them right here, sticking up, and interfere with the release cable. I feel like right here, where if I guide the release cable and run it down here, then it's going to be below it. It'll be out of the way. That's my thinking anyway. I might take a tie strap and put this cable right here, just to keep it out of the way. Okay, now I'm using a 3/4 inch Forstner bit, and I feel like I can control making a hole better with that. First I'm going to do, mark kind of like where I'm going to put it. I was going to punch it, but it's plastic, so let's see. I want to, yeah, right there. Right there's my spot. Okay. Right there's my spot. So, warning, if you're faint of heart, don't watch this, because it is kind of scary, drilling a hole in your kayak. I'm not applying much pressure because I don't want to hit the other side. And I'm just going in little spurts, being real gentle with it. I don't want to, you know, I'm almost through already. Just see, there we go. Perfect. Yeah, that's a little scary. Not for the faint of heart, I'm telling you. I am not big. Look how thick. Let me take this camera off here. Look how thick that plastic is. That plastic's pretty thick. All right. Cool. Now we got a hole. Painless. So obviously I'm not going to feed that whole snake through there. So I'm just going to tie this piece of string on here like this. Pull him back through. Almost lost him there. Good idea to probably tie him off before you pull him back through, so you don't pull him all the way through. Don't make my mistake. All right, just tie him off there. Like that. That way you don't accidentally pull your string all the way back through. There we go. Just make, I hate dealing with that snake. It's just stiff and hard to work with. All right, so I can put this guy up. All right, now that I have this string pulled through here, I will go ahead, tie it to this, and pull it back through. All right. Look at that. How did I do that? Sometimes when you get in a hurry, right? What in the wild world of sports have I got going on here? All right. Right here. Through here. Come back here. There it is. All right. You see that this has the positive and negative. You want to make sure you always know and verify that your positive is red and your negative is black, because on down the road, that's going to be important. See, it fits in there like that. Perfect. All right, I don't feel that I need to any type of sealant. I think that that gasket's going to be enough. So I'm going to mark it. I'm going to put me a dimple here. Like that. I'm going to get me a little screwdriver. Alright, these should thread themselves. These screws are, it's plastic, so I don't feel like I need to drill a tap hole. I think these screws will do a good enough job. Make sure I'm straight. Just start slow, let it bite. That's why I put that tap hole in there. I said I don't want to over tighten it. It's got a nice little cover there, which is on the wrong side. Look at that. My goodness. So when you put this on, make sure your cover is on the right side. I'm going to have to take it off. How did that happen? So you learn your lessons from me. That way you don't make the same mistakes I make. So now I gotta take it and spin this thing around. And there's actually a key there. And I still did it. Alright, well that's fine. You know what I'm gonna do? since I have this out, I'm going to put a small dab of marine goop. I'm just going to put a small dab of marine goop on these screw holes. Don't know if that'll make much of a difference. And I'll put some around this edge here. Just to create a seal, because it doesn't look real, thing doesn't look real strong. All right, let's screw this on here again. Round 2, how about that? That way I know it's not going to leak. Like I said, if you're in the ocean and you're getting a lot of splash over, you may want to do something different. I fish lakes mainly. I might take it out someday on a little trip on the intercoastal or something. Or if one of these red fishermen would like to invite me to go fish one day, I wouldn't mind doing it. All right, let's see here. We're probably gonna give myself probably like that much. Like I said, I'm gonna put a tie strap right here in the future. So yeah, about that much cable. This is a little unnerving. All right. All right, so it started raining, so I had to move the kayak. Got this Yak-Power power plug. Comes with heat shrink and a couple of crimps. So we'll use that. All right, have my handy dandy Dremel here. I love it. Soldering iron. Okay, fire it up here. And I'm just going to heat these wires up and tin them. And the reason I tin these wires is because they say that these insulated wire connectors have solder in them, but the solder won't flow unless you have solder on the wires. It's not very good. They seal up okay once you, the only fault is that they don't alright, so that wire's tinned. Get the flow going here. There, that wire's tinned. Alright. So I got that done. Alright, I had to go buy some more butane. Fill this up. Alright. There we go. My jet engine sound. Alright. I'm going to heat this up again. It'll get getting hot now that I got butane. Come on. Come on, solder, flow. Flow, flow, flow. Flow, solder, flow. Flow. Like I said, you really got to heat this thing up to get the solder to flow. I mean, you gotta, you almost feel like you're burning it. There it goes. Just flowed. Alright. So now, what I need to do is slide the heat shrink over it. Like that. And I'm going to go ahead and heat shrink this one. You know, before I heat shrink it, let's ohm it out and make sure that it's good with a voltmeter. Alright, I got my voltmeter here. we go. So I'm on the positive. Yep, we're good. All right, so I feel better heat shrinking it. I know I have continuity. All right. Like I said, those connectors are waterproof. This is like double protection. All right, perfect. Now we gotta do the other side. Alright, so now we have our connector that goes from the power pole to the power port. Perfect. Now if you want to, you could have run a bigger piece of heat shrink over here. What I'll probably do is just tape this together. I'm not that picky. Alright, in an effort to save time, I took the other end of my cable going from my outlet, and I split the red wire, the positive wire. I separated it from the black wire, and I split it. And now what I'm going to do in line is I'm going to solder in line the fuse like that. I removed the fuse from the socket so I wouldn't overheat it. And I got this piece of wood here just to protect my kayak. This one, I'm going to twist these together a little bit to make sure that it, when I solder it, instead of just tinning the wires, I got more wire space here, so I can do that. I can just put a little twist on it and solder these bad boys up. I think it's better. I have a more secure joint. Alright, let me slide this up over here like this. Alright, now I didn't have any more heat shrink, and I was in the get her done mode, so that's the finished product. Now I'll probably put some electrical tape over it just to protect it. Alright, so I got this, like this, and I have my Yak-Power here. What I'm going to do, here's my stern right here. I want to place, look, I never pull this thing out. I'm probably not going to even bother I'm not going to bother mounting this to here. I think it's okay like that. It's not going anywhere. But I am going to tie this up. There's a lot of excess cable. Alright. There it is with the fuse. Sorry about that. There it is with the fuse. Slide it back up here. Slide my Yak-Power board and remount it like this. Make sure I don't have any wires under the board when I attach it to the Velcro. There we go. That's it. I'm gonna tuck these wires back in here. Like that. It's not going to any beauty contest. I'm not worried about it. It's definitely not coming apart. If I have a problem with the fuse, see, it's accessible. I can just pull this up. I like it. Slides in there. There's another fuse. That's the line fuse for the battery. Right there. Let's go ahead and hook the batteries up. Alright, I didn't get to finish the video last night because it got dark and I had things to do. And I ran into a little problem with the power pole power. My Nakwa auto switching connector, which switches between the two batteries. When one gets low, it automatically switches to the other. I don't know what goes on, but the power pole is apparently drawing too much current, and it detects that the battery is low and therefore tries to switch, and then it errors out. So basically it just goes wonky. So I had to connect the battery directly to the Yak-Power box without using the auto switch. If I do that, it works just fine. So it took me a little while to figure out why. I thought for a minute that I had a wiring problem. As you can see, I've got it deployed right now. Here it is connected. It's down inside. I'm at about 6 feet of water. That's about as deep as you can go. Okay, let me swing around here. I'll bring it up, show you what it looks like. Whoops. Okay. Seems to run an awful long time after it goes up before it runs it back down a little bit. Let me run it down here. So you there's an app on the phone. You can adjust the force that it does when it drives it into the ground. So I'll play with that, but at least it's working.